Are you hosting a holiday party or special corporate event soon? If so, then you need to have a photo booth, and Pick Me Events is the best in H-Town. That's who we used for our Listener Appreciation Fest, and the pictures were awesome. From classic photo booths to a VIP 360-degree video setup, they have it all. And check this out. Their new Pixie robot is a roaming robot that will move around your event and come to you to take pictures. It sounds like sci-fi, but it is real. Check them out at pickmeevents.com. That's PICME events.com. And mention CityCast Houston for a special discount. Step into a world of real holiday magic at Coca-Cola's Classic Christmas, debuting November 16th and running through December 29th at Houston's Memorial City Mall. This season, cherished holiday traditions come to life in Houston amid a spectacle of dazzling lights. Crafted by the creators of the renowned world's largest Christmas light maze, Enchant Christmas, this immersive holiday celebration promises to create unforgettable moments of togetherness and joy at this beloved time of year. Learn more at ClassicChristmas.com. That's ClassicChristmas.com.
Today on CityCast Houston, we might be a cold margarita on a hot summer day kind of city, but with the temps finally dropping in Houston, the creativity is rising when it comes to cozy cocktails. You know, those perfectly spiced and even sometimes iced drinks that capture the winter mood in H-Town. Brittany Brito Garley is the editor of Eater Houston, and she's joining me to give her top recommendations of the best cozy cocktails in Houston. And before we start, I just want to remind everyone, please drink safely and responsibly. It's Wednesday, December 11th. I'm executive producer Laura Eisensee, filling in for host Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I am great. I am feeling the holiday spirit. So I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I want to kick it off with this. Do you think that the espresso martini is the ultimate cozy cocktail, or do you say overrated?
So I know people love their espresso martinis. I love a good espresso martini. I do feel like it's safe and comforting, gives you a little bit of a caffeine boost. But we did have a moment this year where the Carajillo was kind of replacing the espresso martini. But I don't think the espresso martini is going anywhere. I
Yeah.
definitely think it's a staple.
Yeah, there's a speakeasy in the Heights where I had a Carajillo cocktail and like it looked beautiful and it had this like smoke coming out of it. But I'm not a Carajillo person. Like
Okay.
it was just a little too intense. But I do like an espresso martini. So where's your
Yes.
favorite place for that?
Gosh, I had a really great one at the Marigold Club. They're just talented at martinis in general. I actually had a really good one at Hearsay downtown. I actually
Okay.
went after the Mariah Carey Christmas concert, so I was feeling
Oh,
very in the spirit. Yes.
that is a great combination. Mariah Carey, espresso martini after drink. I love
Yes.
it.
Yes, absolutely.
So, speaking of, it is the holiday season, which means that we are being taken over by the holiday pop up bars. And as editor of Eater Houston, I know you've tried some out. So, what's been your favorite one so far?
Oh, so there are so many. I have my eye on Trashmere at Trash Panda Drinking Club. So
Okay.
it has a Nightmare Before Christmas theme, which is a little bit different. I feel like it's kind of combining holidays. So it's a little bit spooky, a little bit Christmassy. They've got some really cool cocktails. They have one called the Spicy Bone Daddy. It's made with corn liqueur and horchata, and it's served in a Jack Skellington mug.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
yes, so that seems really cool. Of course, we have the Miracle at Johnny's, Goldbrick and Winnie's. that has returned. They have
Yeah.
some really cool cocktails. The Snowball Old Fashioned has returned. Um,
Interesting.
yeah.
I keep driving by the Miracle at Johnny Goldbrick, and I keep wondering, like, is it worth booking the babysitter for a date night? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, if you want to bring your kids to something, I did go with my two little ones to the Classic Christmas at Memorial City Mall. And that was really fun. They do have some adult cocktails at the different
Nice.
bars. And my kids had so much fun with the lights, and there was a dance floor that they were on for about a good 30 minutes to an hour. So there are some places that if you have kids, you can bring them with you, which is nice.
Nice. Any other holiday pop-up bars that you think people should check out before the season's over?
Yes. So Jingle Bell Bar at Arrow Cocktail Co. in River Oaks. That is another one that is family friendly until 7 o'clock. Children are allowed until 7. And they have a lot of different themed nights, some really great cocktails, mistletoe martinis, Prancer's Milk Punch. They have hot chocolate. So that one's going to be really fun. And they have some different workshops. So cookie decorating, ornament crafts,
Oh,
candle making.
okay.
So you can get a little creative too.
So you can have your cocktail, your cozy cocktail, and then, have a little activity with your friends or date. It sounds like a great date night or girls' night out.
Yeah, all of the festivities. You can get creative, get your cocktails, do the photo ops. It's really beautiful. Two others I will throw out there. Art Tech
Okay.
House is also pretty interactive. They have some installations that have like a holiday spin. People who are fans of ASMR, they have one.
Okay.
For that toasted coconut is always solid, and they have their annual like coquito, which is very
Ooh, I love coquito. I love
yeah.
it. And for those who aren't familiar with coquito, it's a traditional Christmas drink. It's really popular in Puerto Rico and other places in the Caribbean. It's similar to eggnog, but it has this like coconut flavor with rum. I got introduced to coquito when I lived in Miami, and a lot of Cuban Americans in the newsroom. And it's really, yeah, it's sort of like a Puerto Rican eggnog. So gets you those holiday vibes, warm up. If you like rum, you would really enjoy it.
Yes, so that's definitely a place that you want to hit up. And the Thompson Hotel also has some festivities there, and that's really fun because they have such a great rooftop. You have great views of the city and the Montrose area.
Okay. Fantastic. So you mentioned a few things that definitely caught my ear. One of them being that hot chocolate. And I'm
Mhm.
wondering, staying in that vibe, we're finally getting some cold weather. So it's time
Yes.
to break out the coats and bundle up and have something warm to drink. Do you have any recs for some special drinks that will warm you up, but also give you that cheerful buzz?
Yes. So hot toddies obviously are so popular. FM Bar and Kitchen does have a $12 cocktail menu, but they're doing $9 hot toddies, which I think is a
Okay.
really good deal
Yeah.
and pretty straightforward. But if you really want a special hot toddy, go to Julep. So they are, our James Beard award winning outstanding bar here in Houston. And they do have something called the Comstock Toddy. It has, the standard base of a toddy, so the lemon, bourbon, and honey, but it kind of has
Mhm.
a special spin. It has saffron threads that gives it like this different
Ooh.
flavor. The lemon, it has apricot liqueur. So it's like this
Oh,
very nice, a little bit fruity. It also has hot cinnamon tea in this like honey mix. So a very special way to get your buzz
yeah.
and
I
warm from the inside out.
Yeah, that is really tempting. I love a classic hot toddy. It always reminds me of my grandmother's boyfriend, to be honest. He would always drink a hot toddy. But those flavors, the saffron and apricot, and also our newsletter writer, Brooke Lewis, newsletter writer of Hey Houston, she loves julep. So I'm going to pass that one on to her.
Yes, yes. It's
Yes.
very delicious. And some others, I feel like mulled wine is also a must. You can make it at home. I have a recipe that I looked up with like orange slices and tequila, and oh my gosh, it's so delicious. But if you don't want to make it at home, you can try some mulled wine at Traveler's Table. They
Okay.
call it their European spiced winter wine. And it's basically wine steeped with cinnamon cloves and orange peel. So like those warming spices. It's a great way to get in a drink, warm up, feel a little
Yeah.
cozy.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned mulled wine because, like, I like a mulled wine. I mean, sometimes I am in the mood for a mulled wine, but I wasn't sure if, like, that's me being an elder millennial or, like, is it a thing? So I'm glad I'm not completely off trend.
I love it. I think it's also a sneaky way to like get in your buzz. I'm always surprised how I feel after a mug of mulled
Mhm.
wine. And I love like having a little cinnamon stick in there. It's such a
Mhm.
nice little touch.
Yeah, that holiday spice.
Whenever I want to escape the city, I love to go to the Texas Hill Country. It's one of my favorite places on earth, and now you can enjoy the magic of the Hill Country by ringing in the new year at the Omni Barton Creek Resort and Spa just outside of Austin. Start New Year's Eve off with a multi-course dinner with special wine pairings at the award-winning Blind Salamander Kitchen and Bar. Then celebrate with a champagne toast in the middle of a winter wonderland at the Lady Bird Lawn, which will be covered in snow. And the Omni Barton Creek Resort hasn't forgotten about the kids because their experienced staff has an evening full of activities like arts and crafts, games, and movies planned for the kiddos. So the entire family can end 2024 on a high note. Book your table now for the dinner and wine pairings on Open Table by searching for Blind Salamander Kitchen and Bar. And just Google Omni Barton Creek to learn more about all of the New Year's Eve events at the resort. Ring in the new year in Central Texas at the Omni Barton Creek Resort and Spa.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Okay, so kind of switching gears here. Something interesting happened a couple weeks ago. I went to the Suffers concert at Axelrad, which was so much fun, but it was outdoors and it was pretty chilly that night. For most of the night, we were kind of close to the heater. And my first drink of the night was an Irish coffee because I thought I need to warm up. But then I just couldn't take more caffeine, so I switched to their spicy frozen margarita. And it was so good, and it surprised me because the frozen margarita warmed me up more almost than the Irish coffee. And so for people who might like a cold drink when it's cold, what do you recommend?
Ooh, yeah, good point. I feel like tequila is always a good, easy option. Definitely warms you up. There are a lot of different options. A boozy, which you know is all about the bubbly. They have some really cool options. They have a Santa Spritz, and it's made with gin, cranberry juice, lime juice, and prosecco. So that's like a bubbly way
Mm.
to kind of get your buzz on this holiday. I love also Wild because you have so many different options there. It's a coffee shop, a cocktail lounge, and a dispensary. So
Okay.
it technically you don't want to go the alcohol route. You can also infuse your drinks with CBD or THC.
Okay.
They have some non-alcoholic elixirs that are really tasty. And so that's another way to kind of warm up.
Yeah, I'm sure some of our listeners will be really interested in that. Another thing, for those who have a sweet tooth, what are some drinks that are on the sweeter side, like the milk and cookies, or going back to the hot cocoa? Like, if someone wants that dessert cocktail, get your sweet and your buzz at the same time. Anything special you have to recommend?
Yeah, we've got some really good drinks here in Houston. Definitely the coquito at Toasted Coconut. A lot of places are also doing their own versions of spiked eggnog.
Okay.
So that's kind of a fun, festive treat. I know Etoile is doing a version. If you want some eggnog with a, waterside view, you can go to Pier 6. They always have great cocktails, but they're doing a peanut butter eggnog with a graham
Ooh.
cracker crust. So you can sip that, by the water, be really fancy. Moxie's also has tons of different cocktails. They're doing a peppermint mocha martini and Andiron, which kind of like revamped to have. They're now the Andiron Grill and Patio. They also have a peppermint drink. It's a
Ooh.
peppermint carajillo. I know you say you're not a fan, but it has espresso and a coffee liqueur.
Okay.
It's in a moose mug, which is really cute, and it's topped with a candy cane. They're kind of channeling National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so that's fun.
That is really fun. And I'm not saying like never carajillo. I'm just saying like it's a little strong. So I need that balance. So it sounds
Yeah.
like that coffee, you'll get me with caffeine every time.
Yeah.
So like give me that coffee, the coffee liqueur balance. I'll definitely try it. It sounds adorable. This has been such a fun conversation. I have such a long list of places to check out and cozy cocktails to sip on. But before we end, I want to know, is there any must try drink that people have to have before this season ends?
So, if you are a fan of apple cider like I am, Arrow Cocktail, which is hosting their pop up, the Jingle Bell Ball, has a winter wassail. I hope I'm saying that right. So, you get whiskey, apple brandy, cranberry, orange, apple cider, cinnamon, clove, and ginger. And that's served hot, which is super comforting. And, I will say, I do not drink a whole lot. So mocktails are super important to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of these places are serving, eggnog, they're serving hot chocolate and different non-alcoholic beverages that you can enjoy too. So
Yeah. And are there any for our listeners who don't drink alcohol for whatever reason, for health or preference? There are so many great mocktails. Are there any special mocktails that you recommend?
So the Jingle and Mingle at Lyric Market has some options. They do have a cider sleigh, apple cider, and it is mixed with non-alcoholic spirits. And then also a holiday mule. So that has lime, ginger beer, and a cinnamon syrup. So that's really fun, and that's downtown. So you can kind of go for drinks before your next stop or a different bar to experience.
Yeah, the Lyric Market is right next door to the alley and the Wortham. So it's great to pop in before a show. And let's toast to the holidays. Happy holidays, Brittany. Thank you so much for joining us with all these great recommendations.
Absolutely. Happy holidays. Cheers. Thank you so much.
That was Brittany Brito Garley, editor at Eater Houston. I know we went through a lot of recommendations, so check out our show notes for the details and links. And do me a favor, if you enjoyed this episode, pull out your phone and share it right now in your favorite group chat so you can all pick your next spot to hang out and celebrate. And while you're at it, give us a rating and review and sign up for our daily newsletter, Hey Houston. I know we ask you to do this almost every day on the podcast, but we really mean it. It's the best way to grow the show and help more Houstonians be in the know about news and bars and where to go and celebrate moments of joy along the way. That will do it for today. I'm Laura Eisensee, and I hope you learned something new.
It has whiskey, apple brandy, cranberry orange, apple cider, cinnamon, clove, and ginger. Although I think we could coin ginger and cinnamon together to be cinnamon.
Oh my gosh. I'm there for that. Cinnamon. I love ginger. I love cinnamon. I love all those flavors with the extra little splash of bourbon. Oh my gosh. That sounds so great. I will toast you for that one.
Yes, we need to go out for that one.